I finally got the chance to fly with Icelandair to Reykjavík from London Gatwick, and in this video I'll show you what to expect when you fly with Icelandair, what views you'll see, and if you stick to the end, I'll also tell you about a mistake that cost me a lot of money and how you can avoid it. Our journey begins at Gatwick North, where Icelandair has its main UK hub there. The thing with Gatwick North is do arrive in at least an hour earlier because it's not as well developed as Gatwick and it's not as automated. For example, the screens, they don't tell you where the actual bag drop off is. After waiting for 20 minutes, they finally opened and showed up. We were waiting here for at least another 30 minutes, and you have to physically give your bags to the service agent. Once that was done, I headed straight to departures. When you do head to your gate, it is at the extreme end of Gatwick, so you do have to walk there. Once they tell you, it's around 10 to 15 minutes of a walk. After walking through what felt like an eternity, I finally made it. It was a packed flight, but it didn't feel like that, and we were gonna board soon on the plane. There's the bird that will take us to Iceland today. The boarding was fairly quick. They let everyone get through pretty quickly. It wasn't a massive queue despite the plane being fairly booked. One cool fact, they operate a fleet of over 40 737 MAX, and this one is called Latterberry. It's named after the southwestern point of Iceland. And that's what the first look inside is, and this is a business class 2x2 configuration. Today we're flying on economy though. I'm not that rich. One day. And my seat was 17A. That's the first look for it. Okay, we have the TV entertainment. Haven't got on one with that one for a long time. We have the tray, which is extendable. And if we bring that up very quickly, we also have really good ample legroom, even with my bag there. And we also have a bag tray there with papers. And that's how it looks like outside. We will take off soon. They show you infomercials from Iceland. The entertainment system won't often up for a while. One cool fact is they do tell you the Wi-Fi, if it's working or not, at the very top. It took a solid 10 minutes to get everyone on board. In their bag area, like the hidden tray, wherever you want to call that, they have the safety instructions. They have a massive bag filled with like goodies and stuff from Iceland. They even have a menu there with a lot of different stuff. They sneak in a lot of hidden secret locations in these papers, so pay attention. The Wi-Fi is not free and you need to pay for it. They give complimentary milk, tea, and coffee, but food is not free. You do have to pay for it. And if you do have dietary restrictions, they don't really offer vegan options.
Ready for pushback. We're just waiting on the final loading to be finished. They're still loading the bags, hopefully all complete within the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm gonna guess.
The safety demonstration video looks like this basically. The cabin crew doesn't actually do a demo though. After another 10 minutes of waiting, we finally started to take off. And we have liftoff over the beautiful English countryside. Gatwick Airport is located in West Sussex with a flight time of over 3 hours and 10 minutes. We'll be flying north through Scotland and then finally arriving in Iceland. After 10 minutes of accelerating above, we finally arrived at the clouds. We're literally cloud high, or cloud 9. We could then take off our seat belts after 15 minutes, and we were now in a stable position where we'll be throughout the flight. Table service started another 10 minutes later, so they actually do give complimentary tea and milk and water. I'm watching an Air Greenland vlog. Hopefully I can go there one day. And I did get my tea. It tasted pretty delicious, pretty standard for a tea, but the water is something special. You do need to try their water because it actually does come from a glacier in Iceland. It has a really distinct taste. There's a tissue bag, and the tissue bag contains the last like part of Iceland. But if you do unfold it, it actually doesn't contain the entire island. I think that would have been a nice trick to add. Let's have a look at their info entertainment system. So right off the bat, we can see a map and it shows you where we're going, how much length. You also get some other information like the temperature of the destination and our destination airport, which is Keflavik, not actually Reykjavik. And if we take a good look, it's not the most informative of things, and you can control the volume. You have Icelandic and English as languages. There is a twist on how to use it, and you can also watch movies and TV shows. They have a wide range of all these movies and some documentaries from Iceland as well. But you can't actually use this without wired earphones. So if you want to use them, you have to bring your own or buy or rent out from Icelandair. So let's check out the Louvre. And yeah, right off the bat, it's fairly clean. It's got everything it's needs, and it's well stocked as well with a wide variety of tissues. There's nice mirrors there. We have everything we need here. Sorry for showing you that part. And there's a baby changing area. So all in all, pretty good move, I would say. And we're back. So by this time, we were around an hour into the flight, into a 3-hour flight, which is pretty good. And we could see, like right off the coast of the Atlantic, they came up with another round of tea, which was really delicious. And I love their water. I couldn't get enough of their water. An hour then passed, and we're now actually really close to Reykjavik. I wish I could have flown to Greenland. It's a dream of mine. But what are you gonna do? One small step, and that's it. But yeah, we're getting close to Keflavik Airport again, and that's the usual screens. They told us to also put on our seat belts. But check out the distance to Keflavik Airport because it's one of the most beautiful and haunting things I've ever seen. We'll be landing in a few minutes, but this is actually what Reykjavik looks like. We have officially landed into Reykjavik, or Keflavik Airport, because Reykjavik is actually located 40 minutes away from Keflavik. Uh, you are the minute you land, you are immediately taken to almost an entirely alien planet because it doesn't look like the greenery of England or the sand of Middle East. It generally looks different. Even the sky here looks different. Now, stay tuned in a little tiny little bit as I try to navigate the mess and labyrinth that is Keflavik Airport, and also I also start to feel like I am in a different country because it doesn't hit me immediately.
Connecting to USA, please have your boarding pass ready. Agents will need to check your boarding pass for your security reasons for connecting flights to other destinations. And please proceed to passport control.
We were waiting like this for a few minutes so that the other passengers can get off since I chose a relatively late seat basically, and that's how the exit looks like. It looks really cool without any people there, and you can have a better view of how everything looks. And I am officially in Reykjavik now, or should I say Keflavik Airport. Wow, it looks different. I will say this as someone who's been to Stockholm, Sweden fairly frequently. The airport design is actually fairly Nordic in standard. It's almost like a nicer version of Stockholm Airport. Just don't tell Stockholm that. But yeah, it looks really nice. The airport has that Nordic minimalist wooden feel to it, modern as and you immediately feel that the minute you get off. Now, navigating Keflavik Airport and especially uh, going to the customs so you can pick up your bag and passport control is actually not easy. Like the airport is quite the labyrinth of places. Like you have to go get up and then you have to take the stairs up and then you have to take the stairs down. But that's how it looks like. And a cool thing actually, you'll immediately notice you're in the extreme north of the Atlantic the minute you sit down because there's so many American voices. But the weird thing is you also have a lot of Swedish speakers there. Yeah, like Iceland is kind of not necessarily run by Sweden, but a lot of Swedes do vacation there. And Iceland is technically not part of the European Union, but they are part of the EEA and the Schengen zone. So you are technically in the EU right now, but you're technically not either. It's one of those convenient things that lets them be part of Europe, but not really be part of Europe. But, anyways, I now finally got the right part, and passport control is somewhere over there. And wait a minute, because there's something hilarious, quite American as well, that you'll see coming up soon. In God We Trust. Yeah, you know, in America they have In God We Trust. And COD is also a reference to the COD wars between the UK and the Iceland that happened because that's Iceland won that war actually over fishing rights. But that's a story for another time. But yeah, welcome to Iceland. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. What do you think? And don't forget to stay to the end because I scroll you through like what the menu items that Icelandair has. They're not the best selection, and they could be better. I wonder how long I will have to wait for my bag. Yeah, but the minute you come down, you actually do see the duty free area. Oh, and by the way, don't be a donut like myself. Save your receipts. On your flight out of Iceland, you can get the money back from the government here. You need to spend at least 12,000 Icelandic kroner or around 120 pounds along those lines. Let's say $120, and there's my bag, ironically, first in the line. I'm so lucky. Or maybe it's just coincidence. Not sure. What do you guys think? But thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed.